Hello and welcome to another painting video. Today we are going to be painting our Primaris Psyker for our Kasrkin army. So like most of these guys, excuse me, we're going to start off with their flesh. So we're going to do pale flesh for the first coat because we need this to set the longest. So we do this first, and you can see that I've converted it to have the Kasrkin helmet from the kit. I think that's the only conversion. On the backpack, obviously. It's the only conversion I did on this model. So now that we have the face base coated, we're going to start with a German Camo Beige World War II for the khakis. And for this, the khakis are just the pants, I believe. Oh, this is kind of a big brush for this. They have little teeny legs on this guy. I'll switch to a smaller brush. So we're gonna kind of just walk around this model for a little bit to see if we've missed any spots, but I think this is going to be the only khaki spots. You could do this if you didn't want this to be like a big jacket that they have on. I think we can also do like this little rope tie that they have around their waist here. Just to break up the colors a lot more. Instead of just having it all be green, we'll add some visual interest to this and also tie it back to our Ursula Creed that we did, where I think I did the same thing. I made their sashes the tan as well. So just go through here, being careful of all these extra spots here that we don't want to hit. I think that's probably okay. It's like there's a belt, it's in between this stuff, so I guess we'll coat it. Probably won't see it at the end model, but we'll do our best right now. Okay. So now that we have that, we'll go over to our green, which is a uniform green. And this we could probably do a bigger brush on, but for now I'm going to stick to this little guy. And we're going to get pretty much the whole thing. I don't know if this is like I think this is like a chest piece or some type of contraption to make the Psyker do Psyker things. So we're gonna leave that for now, but we're gonna paint the helmet. Just being extra careful around the flesh bits that we've already painted. Don't want to go back in to do it again because it needs so long to dry. And then we're gonna get here, just kind of around the mask that I have on there. I'm gonna get to the arms here. We'll paint the arms. We are avoiding the gloves because, as we learned in our last video, our gloves are black. So stop painting them leather colors. And this is for me, not for you. Like if you want to paint them leather colors, you paint them leather colors. I'm not telling you how to paint your army. I'm just telling me how to paint my army and remind myself constantly how I'm painting this army. I don't know if I reposed this as well. It was kind of difficult to get that fat head, her fat head out of here to make this Kasrkin head fit. So this is part of the jacket. This is the jacket. This is also, I mean, it's not the jacket, it is the under part, but for our purposes, it's under the jacket. I mean, it is the jacket. Let's follow this to the back here. Just being pretty careful around the front of this model, because that's where pretty much everything is. And then now we can switch to the bigger brush. Now that the detail bits are like out of the way. So let's go here. And then still being careful, but doing our brushes onto the cloak here. Our boots are black, so we stay away from the boots. Although there is like a boot cover on them, kind of seems like this might be like an armor plate kind of situation. Looks kind of like, it's kind of greavy to me, but it could just be like a flap of a boot. But we're gonna go with armor. And then probably the same on this one here. Pardon the angle while I just paint in there really quick. And this is a 2-coat paint job for sure. So just gonna rotate, get the booty, get the little flap here. And then we can go on to the backpack, which is, most of it will be green. So let's just kind of maneuver around in there. Okay. Now we will switch to the leather color, which is this leather brown. That's for all the, this is not the pouches. I was like, wait, the belts are black. I went simple on this. I was like, wait, on the last guy we painted them brown, which might have to go back and fix now, but it's fine for now. We'll just continue on with our delusion that we did it right the first time. I was like, our pouches are brown. No, they aren't. They are black. Everything is pretty much black. I tried to keep the paint scheme pretty simple for the most part. So let's go to black then and kind of clean up all that stuff. Any things that we might have missed, anything that we might have overpainted onto, anything like that. So let's look around. So since we did kind of overpaint in here, We'll just kind of clean that up with the brush. The gloves are pretty fine. All this, we get the back of the shoe that we messed up on, and then probably just straighten this line out here so it's more like a greave, and then that will be good enough. Go to the green. Notice that this little fixture on the helmet was not painted. Now, that's bugging me, and I'm like, I gotta go back to the engine sear guy that we did. We gotta, here he is. We messed him up pretty good. So this has got to be black. We're gonna fix this in this video and do that. So we're just gonna clean up there. You get a twofer in this video. So let's just clean up that black. I think I'll leave the straps on his legs brown, since those aren't repeated on any other model. So it should be okay. Won't be very noticeable in the future. This cat is yelling at me. Okay. So we fixed all that black. Hi! Yeah. So we're gonna go to, so we fixed the black. Now we're gonna go to a metallic color. So for metallic, we are using the chainmail color. And that's gonna be a big chunk of this guy. Unlike these other ones, he's got a lot of stuff on him. So we're gonna get these hoses here. This chest piece situation that he's got going on. He or she, I think it's a she. Originally the model is a she. I just put this head on it, so it is whatever it is now. Get the belt buckle, get the Inquisitor symbol here. The little, oh no, those are supposed to be, you know, I'm remembering all sorts of things. This is what happens when you take a little break from your model painting. You kind of forget what's going on. So we're gonna paint his staff up, just the little metal-y bits. We're gonna get them all metal-y colored. And then this like hood, this psychic hood situation, we're going to also get that all metal-y. I'm gonna look around. Hi, Bubba. I'm gonna paint the backpack. We're also going to finish painting this big old psychic contraption here. Including like the back of the armor, carrying this through here. Getting all of that, painting these little bits on the backpack, finishing up this cord, going through and getting all of the metal-y bits like we said. There's like a metal-y bit here, so a metal-y bit on the end. Hey, puppy. What are you scared of? Oh, is it the kitty? Get the Inquisitor symbol again. Get the antenna. His psychic antenna. He can psychic orders around. I don't know. It's my model. I can say whatever he does, whatever I want. His lore is what I make it. Get the Aquila on the helmet. Then also get his little glove in situations. Get all this. I'm just gonna try to get the little, just the little bits on the glove here, like that. Get that right there as well. I think that's all the metal. So now I'm limiting my gold use in this model. I mean, it's brass, but he's gonna have some because the psychic powers require gold. Require gold coloring. So let's just get some of this paint here. And I'm just gonna get these little balls. Just gonna hit those with this color. There we go. Oops. Supposed to put this back on it. Okay. Now we wash. So we will take our Seraphim Sepia, and that's going to be hitting on the khaki bits. So here, here, and here. Get it in there. Get the back side here. Okay. And then the rest takes a black wash. So we'll take our non-oil. And we'll start at the bottom because that's the thing we painted first, so it'll be the driest, theoretically. And we're just gonna drive it along. Try not to let it pool too much in any one area. Get this chest piece all kind of muddied out. Should probably put some gold on that too, now that I'm thinking about it. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get the helmet. Get this little hood here. Get the staff. These hoses. All the hoses. Get the backpack. Arms here. Just painting in a downward motion towards the bottom of the model to let that stuff sit right. And just kind of suck it out of there a little bit. don't want it to sit in there too much. What was I noticing? Oh yeah, we need to Reichland flesh shade his face. I forgot to do that. So I'm gonna go here really quick and get the face like that. Also go back into the silver a little bit because we missed his little symbol on his lapel area. Okay, so now we're gonna go into the medium sea gray, and that's gonna be our highlight area, our highlights for all the black, and then it'll also be another piece that we forgot to do on this guy. So we're gonna go in here. It's the breather, the filters on the mask are gray. So just fixing his little filters. And then cleaning up what I overdid there. And he is now, it's not done. I lied. So we're back into the gray. And then we're just gonna kind of get the holster here. Just hit the holster up with a couple lines. Same thing on the belt here. And then he is done. We fixed him. We did it. That's why paint's good. Nothing's permanent. You can always redo it. So now for this guy, we're gonna go to those black areas like the shoes here. Just give a little edge highlight on it. Same thing for this little pouch and the top of the belt. The glove, little fingers, top of the glove here, just little teeny highlights on the topmost surface here, just to kind of show the edges on these darker bits and bring it out a little bit more. The shoe here. And then, like we said, the canisters of the breather here. Oops. It wasn't quite dry enough and it spilled in there, so let's just kind of soak that up with our brush while it's still wet. There we go. Okay. And now we can take our gray and then start kind of blocking in some camo pattern just on the cloak, the arm here, some on the arm there, right there, here, just giving it a little spread. And then the helmet, we'll be able to put like one on there. Then we will take our whole red and that's going to be the inside of those symbols that we just made to make our camo. So just there. Got a piece there. Got one right there. We're just gonna basically redo the shape on the inside. To get our Kasrkin pattern on the cloak and the helmet, like that. Now we're gonna take some white, get those eyes the best we can. This is another thing that we missed on the other guy, because his eyes are inset, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to get those ones. So let's see here. Get a little bit of white on a brush here, and we're going in. Oops. Oops. Gonna hear a lot of oopses. This is clean. Here's the black. Here's the black. We'll be able to take that off. Eyes are something I'm not very good at, but I'm trying. And that's the only way to get better is to try and try. It's also probably, wait till it's dry to do it, but here we are. I'm doing it anyway. And for this, it definitely helps if you stick your tongue out while you're doing it. And then we will take the black paint, any dark colored paint that you have, and we're going to dot the eye as best we can. I don't have my zoomy glasses, so I'm just gonna it's kind of cool. He's got like a little cat's eye situation going on. I'm sure that's not what the Adeptus Mechanicus want for their guys, but I think it looks cool. Giving him a cool eyebrow. There we go. There we go. So he's got some eyes now. Oh, that's good. We can breathe a little bit there. And then for the Psyker, we're just gonna take this, not Warp Lightning, where is it? Ethermatic Blue. And we're gonna use that for his eyes. Since he is psychic, his eyes glow. Science. So this stuff is pretty runny, so you wanna be a little bit careful here. It's okay if it goes over a little bit. You just don't want too much liquidity here. It's gonna look freaky. It already does kind of look freaky, but it'll look worse. We'll just kind of finagle it. We can get our original skin tone again, our pale flesh, and just kind of edge highlight the cheekbones and stuff, just to smooth it out a bit. But you don't want to, so you want to get the top of the nose, the cheekbone, and the cheekbone over here. And then you kind of take a step back and you're like, okay, this is close to getting messed up, so maybe I should stop while I'm ahead. That's an important thing to learn, is quitting while you're ahead. And then we can take our olive green and kind of edge highlight the green a little bit, because there's so much of it on this guy. So we're just gonna take a little bit of olive green here. It's kind of the same green as uniform green, but a little bit different, if that makes sense. So just going over some of those areas, especially like the helmet, just to give it more pop, more visual interest over here. And then we can go around like the edge of the cape here on the high spots. Just to give it some variation here, and the same thing on top here. We can kind of just take it and clean up the topmost bit of the backpack here. And then there's one more spot actually. We're gonna take our leather brown, which is the color that I thought the belts were, and we're gonna use this for the staff because it's made out of wood. For some reason, they have this cool technical staff, but it's also made out of wood, so it doesn't really make sense, but it's definitely like a wood texture. I don't know, like if I built this, I'm like, did I build this? Did I put this on him like this? I don't know. But is there any more, like, who else uses wood things in 40K? Is there any? I don't know. And then we'll hit that with the gray treatment again of just kind of going along some like of the little folds and stuff in there, and just giving it a little bit of a pop and character. And then why not, let's take a deep red here. We'll put it like on the gem in the middle of the eye that he has got going on, just to give him a little bit more like a gem or something in there. And that is how we're gonna paint our Primaris Psyker. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.